We're back with more on the WHHI News. It is the holidays, and joining me now is Dr. Debi Lynes to talk to us about overdoing it during the holiday. Does anyone do that? Everybody does.
Imagine that, overdoing it during the holiday season. You know, I think it's a topic we talk about a lot, and I do a lot of work with substance abuse and eating disorders, and two things, drinking and eating, are something that during the holiday season, which can be any time, we tend to have an overabundance of doing sometimes, or the opposite. We put so much pressure on ourselves that we don't enjoy anything because we're worried we're going to overindulge.
So you get almost too rigid, like, I don't want to put on that 5 pounds, so I'm not going to touch any of this.
That's exactly right. So I think the key to all of this really is to take a step back just for a moment.
Not easy to do for some of us.
Just a moment.
Okay.
No, it's very difficult. And take a deep breath and just be present. My recommendation, if you're going to a party, scope out the food table.
Okay.
Just scope it out.
Yeah.
Take a moment. See what you love. If there are carrots and celery, and there's your favorite cheesecake, you know what? You're in the mood for what? Cheesecake?
I would think so.
Have some cheesecake.
Right.
And again, there's food for your soul, and there's food for fuel.
Right.
There's nothing, neither are good or bad.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong with enjoying the season and the festivities. But remember, and we've all just talked about this, the festivities and being together at the holiday season is really about being together with the people that you really care about. And I think when you can look at it through that lens, it makes it easier to focus on not so much the food, but the people that you're with.
Who you're with and what you're doing.
And let me tell you, not to interrupt you, but let me tell you the whole principle behind this.
Okay. Yep.
There's something called the scarcity principle.
Okay.
Okay. When I see the cheesecake, or I see my favorite, icing cookies and peppermint stick ice cream, okay? When I see those during the holiday season, my instinct, my brain says, I better eat every single quart of peppermint stick ice cream because I'm not going to be able to get it again.
Is that what you do, or do you use moderation?
Well, the scarcity principle in my brain says it's here this week,
now or never.
this week. That's right. Go big or go home.
And do we do that?
And that's a dopamine hit in our brain. That's our neurochemical saying, you got to eat it, got to eat it.
Yeah.
Guess what? We don't.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
We don't. Okay, we don't. And we have 100% control of that.
Okay.
If we just recognize that if we really want peppermint stick ice cream in February or in April or in November, guess what? We can find it. We can get it.
Okay.
So the scarcity principle, if we don't eat it all now,
it'll be gone forever.
It'll be gone forever,
Yeah.
is irrational thinking.
Okay.
It's called a cognitive distortion or twisted thinking. So that's really the best. Don't go into the seasons with a scarcity mindset.
You really have to be aware of that, though.
And again, that's why we're having these little mindful Mind Your Health minutes, because I think it's all at once. You're like, I never really thought about it that way. When I go to my favorite pizza place and I get a giant pizza, and I'm so excited, I don't necessarily have to eat 6 pieces that second.
Yeah.
Now, my brain's telling me that I want to.
Right, but maybe space it out a little bit.
But maybe take a deep breath and just sit for a minute. If I want another piece, eat another piece. Okay, and that's easy for some people.
And not for others.
No, it's very difficult. So when people say, yeah, I hear you, but I just don't think I can do that, I say, I completely get it. Okay. So what do you do with that? Here's what you do.
Okay.
You simply challenge it. Before you know you're going to Mellow Mushroom or Giuseppe's or wherever you absolutely love, it's a treat. Set your intention.
Okay.
I'm going because I love the pizza. I love the people I'm with, but I really love the pizza. And then I sit back and I decide what I'm going to eat. I'm going to decide. You just go with intention. Enjoy it. Think about it. It really works.
Yeah, and boy, I bet that is extremely helpful because you have that thing you love, and you just want it. So if you kind of pre-plan, maybe I'll have 1 or 2 pieces tonight.
Now, spoken from experience,
okay.
I think I've talked before that I work with eating disorders and have struggled with that when I was young.
A lot of women have, Debi.
I think, and there's a difference, and we'll talk about this one day.
Good,
disordered eating disorders, but as a woman, disordered eating, yes, across the board, we really do. But understanding some of these basic inherent principles in neurobiology can really help you moderate.
Yeah. brain chemistry. That's what it's about a lot.
It really is.
Debi Lynes, thanks so much for joining us.
Appreciate it.
Okay, and we'll be right back.